sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. All right. Let's talk about sex. A little bit.
Hey there! Today I'll be talking about sex, but not that kind of sex. I'm going to talk about gender roles, specifically sexism. For the next couple of minutes or so, I'm going to school you with facts and opinions about sexism through interviews and clips, so sit back and relax. Sexism has always been a part of our life. We can see it almost anywhere and almost every day. To start off, here is a glimpse into our society. Sexism is present in advertisements all over the world. Commercials today target specific gender roles to sell their products. Let's look into the male side first. The following commercial caused a lot of controversy and was quickly taken down after its initial showing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I think we just accidentally kissed. Quick, do something manly.
This commercial displays homophobic sentiments that claims that you cannot be homosexual and manly. Behavior, conditions, or attitudes that foster stereotypes of social roles based on sex don't just make life more restrictive for women. Sexism limits choices and personal freedoms for men as well. Because while there's nothing wrong with being a man and enjoying manly pursuits, everyone should have the autonomy to live out from under the not-so-invisible hand of gender-based prejudice and stereotyping illustrated in the following scenes.
My favorite color is blue.
I actually really like pink.
Now, let's go on to the female side. This ad displays male dominance and the female submission to men as they carry out the role of the cook.
Yes! 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 Hey, let's order a pizza. Make it a thin crust. Got it.
Hello?
Yeah, we'd like a large thin crust pizza.
Browns?
Exactly. And you know what? Make it the way I like it. Loaded with mozzarella and toppings.
You know I hate when you do this.
Wonderful. And another thing, make it snappy because we're starving, right, boys?
Well.
Chop, chop.
For fresh baked pizza today, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
So, typically, society assigns roles to us, limiting what we can and cannot do based from our gender. This is what you would call the social role theory, wherein it is implied that individuals might question the capacity of women in particular positions such as leadership roles. Also, social role theory recognizes the historical division in labor between women, who often assumed responsibilities at home, and men, who often assumed responsibilities outside the home. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before I forget, we need to define first what sexism is. To do that, we went around the campus and asked random people what they thought about sexism.
Sexism for me is something like discriminating gender, like female or male.
Sexism, it's preferring one sex over the other, meaning it's like saying I'm a guy, right? So I prefer guys, or I think guys are more superior than girls. That for me is sexism.
Sexism is like when you discriminate from another gender. You exclude this particular particular group from the other. So that's sexism for me.
Sexism is like when a person when people prefer a certain gender. Like for example, in football, male football players are better than female football players. But then there was a video that shows that the female football players out-dribble and out-played a lot of...
Parang pagpanig sa isang gender over others, or yung parang may pinapanigan ka na isang parang let's say dito sa Philippines, since patriarchal siya, mas pinapanigan yung mga lalaki kasi sa mga babae.
Sexism, two words lang, is objectification tsaka sex is something that exists where the male discriminates the female and the female discriminates the male, where supposed to be the male should complement the female and vice versa.
It's like giving a stereotype on different sexes. Sexism is discrimination against either men or women, and they're limited to their stereotypes.
Sexism for me is when a certain gender is better than the other, and so it's in society that is certain genders try to be dominant rather than the other one.
Sexism for me is putting stereotypes for what males or men should have and what female or women should have.
Now that we know what sexism is, let's try to look at how films portrayed it. Yup, you heard it right. Little did we know that while we are growing up, sexism is also portrayed in several classic Disney films. In fact, it has provided an avenue for gender roles to be defined. Disney has given a representation of what beautiful is.
Besides that,
Coach, come on! You know that we're good enough!
I don't know that that's a thing that I know.
What? All we're asking for is one shot. Come on.
Girls, we have 2 weeks before school starts. Then we open against Illyria.
With this, women are meant to just look pretty. Women are being characterized as soft and graceful, seductive and submissive, which can be seen by how Jasmine is using her body to distract Jafar.
For the team!
I'm not serious.
All right. You're all excellent players, but girls aren't as fast as boys.
What?
Or strong, or as athletic. This is not me talking. It's a scientific fact. Girls can't beat boys. It's as simple as that.
Rule number 1, don't look at them. Dames are like horses, they spook easy.
I gotta say, I remember the ladies being a bit more glamorous.
And that Dutch is how it's done. That's how it's done.
They are often depicted as damsels in distress, weak and fragile, that they clearly need saving or rescuing, even just with a true love's kiss.
I've been dreaming of a true love's kiss, and a prince I'm hoping comes with this. That's what brings ever aftering so happy. And that's the reason we need lips so much, for lips are the only things that touch. So to spend a life of endless bliss, just find who you love through true love's kiss.
Wake up!
What?
Are you Princess Fiona?
I am. Awaiting a knight so bold as to rescue me.
Oh, that's nice. Now let's go!
But wait, Sir Knight! This beeth our first meeting. Should it not be a wonderful, romantic moment?
Yeah, sorry lady, there's no time.
Wait! What are you doing? You should sweep me on my feet out yonder window and out down a rope onto your valiant steed.
You've had a lot of time to plan this.
Women are expected to stay home, cook, and clean for their husbands. This has been very clear in some of these movies.
Together we can tidy up the place. So hum a merry tune.
Oh, sing, sweet nightingale, sing, sweet.
This is a pie chart of some of the activities that Disney princesses might regularly partake in. It is clear that most of their time is spent cooking or cleaning, while an additional large portion of time is spent partaking in silly girlish activities, such as singing, dancing, and spending time with animals. This is an example of how, in most of these movies, women are not really shown in a serious light.
And if women do not follow that gender role of being at home, women experience discrimination at work.
Hey, new girl. Heard you got a promotion.
So how is it that you work really hard to get a promotion and everything, and you still have time to like make your hair look really nice?
Like, you gotta be an inspiration to my little sister.
It just doesn't seem like you'd have time. I'm not the asshole here.
I know you're our boss, but to me, honestly, it feels like you're my mother. Like, I wanna live in your shoe. Like, this feels like a womb now.
Mommy. Well, just don't get pregnant now, because who's gonna cover for you?
Watch that vagina of yours. You don't wanna put anything in there that would make a baby.
You're not gonna have kids. You're one of those.
You can't have kids when you're climbing the corporate ladder of success, right?
Glad you could be there to Windex the glass ceiling, you know?
Hey, I know she got some pretty weak arms.
If any guys give you any trouble, you just call me. I do push-ups.
I've been doing this Krav Maga shit. They won't even know what hit them. You think she slept with the boss?
I don't know, but it looks like she's got a lot of assets. Talking about assets.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
It's a play on words.
Hey, now that you're my boss, you're on your way to make almost as much as I make. Quality.
But if you like write it down, you go ass dash sets.
Yeah, I'd see what
it's 3 S's.
I see what you're putting down.
It really takes a certain amount of estrogen to really run a place. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty obvious.
I think she said she's got a nice ass.
In the movie Mulan, both men and women have given their say on what women are supposed to be like.
Girls with good taste, calm, obedient, who work fast-paced, with good breeding and a tiny waist. You'll bring honor to us all.
It is shown as pitiful for men to not fight back or being weak and fragile.
What's the matter, beast? Too kind and gentle to fight back?
Disney may not have done this intentionally, but they surely have imparted to us what men should be like and what women should be like. Do not just take the word of these clips. We also asked around to find out who experiences sexism more, whether it was the male or the female gender. Here is what we found out.
Honestly, on my opinion, I guess both. It depends. Like if it's men, like or no, let's say women first. Like they're always oppressed. But then when it comes to men, like they're oppressed in a way when it comes to feelings. As to women, like by actions, they're oppressed naman.
The girls, I would say.
In our society today, most of the people, most who experience sexism are usually the female.
For me talaga, sa Pilipinas, sa palagay ko, let's say sa workplace, ang nakaka-experience ng sexism ay yung mga women, lalo na yung mga may anak na.
Mostly females, girls.
I think the women experience more discrimination than men.
Most, I think, women.
For me, kasi sexism is experienced by both. I can't really compare kasi there are different types of sexism for both genders. Siguro, mas common na nakikita yung sa female kasi diba, they have problems with empowerment and diba kaya kami feminism movement kasi most of the time, men yung nakikita mas powerful and naging unfair sa female. So, siguro, if we look deeper, there are men who experience sexism as much as women.
As you have seen, the most common response for who experiences it more would be females. Although men experiences it too, women are more affected by it. We also ask around to give other insights on how sexism is seen in our society these days.
Okay, so as we all know that most of the men have been working and like their wives always stay at home. So basically that's already sexism because they're just basically housewives while the men are just working.
Let's face it, I guess girls are more, generalized, more treated unfairly and treated bad or worse conditions compared to us guys. We guys have it easy, I guess, in life.
Well, for example, like a female who wants to be an engineer or who wants to be an aeronautic engineer, most of them would not pursue that path because they would think that this is something that males would do. So many people would think that it's not suited for them.
From tradition pa lang, yung una talaga is they give more attention to men kasi yung talaga men are more physically capable yung una kailangan talaga you are physically capable and siguro na pass down lang yung pagka-sexism.
It dominates in the scientific area where science is the male form. The females are not that persuading in terms of science.
They take too long in everything we eat to get ready, and there's stereotype like they can't make up their mind, something like that, or in the context of a relationship, guys would say na paasa yung girls.
It's naman to sa genders. Dati kasi medyo unang panahon pa lang ang tawag din. Since yung tulad ng suffrage, yung privilege ng tao na to vote, hindi pinapabote dati yung women. And like sa pagkatrabaho din, parang limited yung work na pwedeng gawin ng babae. Parang limited sila sa household work.
For example, let's say in the corporate world, let's say in a setting where this boss tries to pick a representative from a group of people, and then let's say it's a woman, people would be saying like, yung babae na yan, like that's left with the boss.
Siguro it starts, for example, at a young age. Diba, kunwari, kasi dyan pumapasok yung mga stereotypes ng people. Pink is for girls, blue is for boys. Diba? Pero there are girls who like, there are guys who like pink. Same for toys. Diba? Kunwari sa McDo, pag something na kunwari si Dora or something. Tas, diba, for girls siya targeted. Pero there are guys who like using those kinds of toys. Tas may girls din naman na mahilig sa Power Rangers or something or Transformers, diba?
What can you do about this? And what will you do? Stop sexism and be part of this revolution.
We are E for C.